What drew me to the issue of wrongful convictions, criminal justice system, mass incarceration was a choice that I did not make. It was something that chose me. And the reason that it chose me was because I witnessed from the front lines what it all means. I did a story about 22, 23 years ago about a police officer and a prosecutor who knew two innocent men were in prison because they knew who did it. And I actually interviewed the real guy who did it. And their convictions were overturned, the innocent guys, but the cop and the prosecutor couldn't get anybody to listen, and they had to fight really hard. And when their convictions were overturned, the DA's office not only didn't let them go, they retried them 2 years later for murder. So my baptism into this world came through the prism of law enforcement, people whose job it is to put people in prison. And they were saying, wait a second, we got this one wrong. And they couldn't get anybody in their chain of command in the police department or in the DA's office to listen to them. In fact, they were both ordered to protect the convictions, basically. Both of them quit their jobs to talk to me on camera about it. I found the real killer. The guys got out, and the DA's office still retried the innocent guys. So when I was doing that story, the innocent guy in that story, his name was David Lemus. I went to visit him on Thanksgiving Day in 2002. I would visit him on Thanksgiving Day because that was the anniversary for the murder for which he was wrongfully convicted. And I went to the prison to interview his mother. And I went into the lobby, and a woman was standing there holding the hands of these two little boys. One was barely up to her waist, one was barely above it. And she stopped me and she said, "Are you Dan?" I said, "Yeah, I'm Dan." She said, "My son, JJ Velasquez, is in here and he's innocent. Can you help us?" Now, I thought this other case that I had just done was a 1 in a million case. I didn't know much about wrongful convictions at the time, and frankly, I didn't really believe her. What are the odds that two innocent people are in the same part of the same prison? I came to find out that David Lemus and JJ Velasquez were in cells next to each other. They shared a cement wall. And so I looked down at those little boys, and I remember JJ's youngest son, Jacob. He was 5. He looked up at me with these huge, beautiful saucer eyes. And I was about to be a father myself. And I left the prison that day thinking, obviously, I have no idea if this guy's guilty or innocent. But it didn't matter to me because I thought that little boy should not be in a prison on Thanksgiving morning. And I made it my own pledge to myself that I would look into it for that little boy. What that turned into was a 23-year journey that changed my life.